Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nina and you're watching Mystic Medicine. Today I have another pick a card reading, and this is our springtime reading, and the theme is what wants to be birthed, bloom, blossom, and unfold from within you. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold. So we have 3 options for you to choose from today. We have option number 1 on the left with a banded onyx egg, pile number 2 in the middle with a rose quartz egg, and we have pile number 3 on the right with a sunstone egg. So I hope you can pick an egg, pick a pile that resonates or calls to you the most, and I will see you in your reading.
Hello, my beautiful pile number ones, or those of you who picked this beautiful agate egg. Welcome to your reading about what wants to be birthed from within you, what wants to blossom, bloom, and unfold. So nature really inspired me for this one. Just seeing all the flowers bloom and sprout and just all the life bursting forward. So let's look at you. So we're going to look first at the dreams of Gaia and the Earth Warriors, just for the general premise of what wants to blossom, bloom, and unfold from within you. And you have a bunch of cards, like so many cards. A lot of them came up in reverse, which at first I thought that I should take them upright, but as I started to lay all the cards down, I think that they're supposed to be reversed. So we have knowledge upright, we have love in reverse, we have integrity, we have the 7 of water in reverse, we have the 9 of water in reverse, we have the 4 of fire in reverse, we have the 3 of water, we have the ace of water in reverse, we have the scribe, and you have the queen of fire in reverse. And then from the Earth Warrior deck, you have number 42. In each other, we find ourselves. And number 10. I cannot pronounce this. It's a guardian, though. Guardian of... And I cannot pronounce this. I'm not even going to try. It's going to be embarrassing. But you have some beautiful cards here today. You have a lot of water. There's a lot of water here. Some fire and earth and air. So I'm going to see where Spirit wants us to go first. So I'm feeling really called to the integrity card, the love card, and the knowledge card, and a message that's coming through is one of having a better knowing and understanding of yourself, and just there's a vibe of like authenticity. I feel like may have been like a disconnect about who you are, about your place in the world, like where you fit into the flow of the universe. Kind of like a deep needing to get in touch with your heart and what your heart is trying to tell you, what your emotions are trying to tell you, and needing a better sense of direction. But we come about this when we know ourselves, and just from this brief little glimpse at your cards, these 3 cards is like a huge message of like knowing yourself and coming home to yourself and being comfortable with yourself and with your inner knowing, with your wisdom, of your strength, of your power, of your purpose, and where you fit into the world. There's with the 3 of water and the ace of water in reverse, it's like there's gonna be a newfound sense of freedom. There's like, yes, just a newfound sense of freedom and releasing. And letting something go is going to lead to the Ace of Water in reverse. It's in reverse now, but I think that all these reversal cards will be upright. If you apply yourself, your attention, your energy inward to uncovering more of what your inner self, what your inner child is trying to come forward and communicate with you. There may be some blockage with hearing and knowing and tuning in with yourself. I'm being called to the Seven of Water. The Seven of Waters in reverse, but this card has a lot to do with like embodying the element of water, of being flexible, of surrendering, and of letting go. And what I'm seeing with this, on top of the Three of Water and the Ace of Water, this is really like painting a picture of when you surrender and release and let go, and like let go of like being rigid, being hard, being fixed. I feel like a beautiful release will happen and you'll be set free. There might be something that you're hanging on to. That's why all these heart-centered, very feminine, very like, I don't know if passive is the right word, but like flexible and mutable and like, I guess just like opening to surrendering and not fighting so much. Because I feel like we have all this water and maybe it's like putting a tamper on your ambition right now, or your inner fire. Your flame seems to be like dwindling right now. Or maybe, there's just like so much going on that there's like a sense of overwhelm and being scattered perhaps. But it's like these cards signify just like slowing down and getting more in touch with like grace and ease and flow. And I feel like there's some emotions that need to be tending to, just because there's so much water here. And more than half of the water cards are in reverse, which to me just signifies that there needs to be some attention brought. There's like some holding back of emotion. There's some trapped emotion. Maybe some emotion is being denied or being ignored. But I feel like, with the integrity card here, it's like, I know I'm speaking like this isn't what's blossoming, but we'll get there, because I feel like this may be the spot that you're in now, and to blossom and to bloom and to expand is what's being called here in these cards, which are in reverse, which is, the integrity card I feel is here saying like to be authentic and own and embrace all that you're feeling right now. And I'm saying feeling and not thinking, because we have like the water in reverse and the only air card we have is upright. And it's a scribe, so maybe like journaling would be really beneficial if you guys, maybe you guys are writers or you have the gift for writing, which is gonna blossom and bloom. You also have the Queen of Fire in reversed, which is like there's this creative energy that wants to just blossom and bloom and unfold, but it's being held back because the water puts out fire, and the water is so heavy, it needs your attention And with the you guys may be very intellectual people, whether you'd want to admit it or not, but with the knowledge card up right here, I see you guys as very knowledgeable, sophisticated, or maybe you guys have like higher education or a degree that makes you more inclined to logic and having things make sense. And sometimes emotions don't make sense and we try to think our way out of it, but there's like a message coming through of needing to see your emotions as your feelings as rational. You know, I feel this way for a reason. Let's study it, you know, but not so scientifically. I feel like you need to bring love into the situation, with love in reverse next to the integrity card. There's, in the Seven of Water in reverse, there's a need to like not try to like dissect things so much, but to come at it with more openness of heart and openness of mind, and coming with trying to understand, because you guys are intellectual people. You can understand many complex things, so why don't we try to view our emotions as our feelings, as not illogical, but instead complex, rational things that need further understanding, that need further looking into, that you need to take time to not just study with your mind. Like, your mind can bring the mindfulness and the concentration, but bringing love and compassion and opening your heart to how you're feeling, and to knowing yourself, knowing your heart, knowing your ambition, knowing what moves you. And then I see some beautiful fiery cards that are just here to support you. Once you tend to this water, I see your fire just blossoming and blooming and just really pushing you and aiding you into a beautiful direction that's fulfilling to you. And it's fulfilling because you know yourself now, and you know what fulfills you and what drives you and what lights your heart up and what brings you joy. I'm being called to the scribe card that we have here, which is further like pushing this notion of needing to understand yourself, to do self-study. I feel like journaling would be really helpful for you guys, keeping track of, you know, the emotions that come up, if you do inner work or shadow work, to journal about your experiences and to read up and study about emotions, about psychology, about learning about subjects that are going to help you broaden your perspective on yourself and help you to understand yourself more from an emotional and spiritual perspective, if that makes sense. So with the cards that I've spoken about so far, what wants to bloom or blossom from within you is someone who has a greater understanding of themselves and of their hearts. Someone who holds such high integrity with their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, and knowing themselves on a deeper, more soulful and spiritual level can. Someone who has the wisdom of their experience and the wisdom of their heart and the wisdom of their emotions and their past experiences, and someone who truly can yield their power and be comfortable and confident in being like rawly who they are. I see someone who has a deep connection with the core of their being, with their heart and with the divine. Someone who is free from the past, someone who is knowledgeable, intelligent, and wise, but someone who is also in harmony with themselves, with their surroundings, with the people around them. Someone who has done such deep and intricate work on themselves and understanding themselves and healing themselves that they now have such a powerful creative force and sense of focus and direction. Someone who has a newfound clarity, and someone who is direct, someone who is, I'm seeing like a bird of prey, someone who sees exactly what they want. They dive for it, they go for it, and they execute it without fail, with consistency, with grace, with ease, with like the perfect amount of effort and trust, of knowledge and of heart, of just being smart, but also following that intuition and that inner instinct. So we're gonna look, we have 2 more cards about this theme, what wants to be birthed or blossom or unfold or bloom from within you. So we're gonna look at the Earth Warrior deck now, and I'm being called to number 10. And this card speaks about being at peace and letting go any past issues or fears, or any past experiences that have to do with being abandoned or feeling unsupported or not being understood. And this is a card that is about trust, and can talk about hypersensitivity and to not judge like the feelings and sensations that come up as like an overreaction. And this card talks about like grounding and honing in on a deeper connection with Mother Earth and feeling supported that way, and to know that, you know, you're in the process of like being in alignment and embodying this beautiful energy of someone who stands in their purpose, and someone who feels supported and feels understood. And it's like cultivating that within yourself. And if that's hard, like seek medicine in nature, seek Mother Earth, and grounding and earthing yourself as like, okay, I don't feel supported, there's no one around me that helps me or aids me in feeling supported and held, but you know what, Mother Earth is here for me, and Mother Earth is a beautiful healer, and can offer that nurturing support when we feel like there's nothing else. You know, I never underestimate like the power of spirit and God, and praying and asking for that. Sometimes though the spirit can be so otherworldly and not of this earth, it's just feelings, thoughts, and sensations that sometimes we need something physical to really make us feel safe or contained. And that's like the offering that Mother Earth has for us, like that physical ability, physically having your feet in the ground, going for a barefoot walk, you know, feeling the earth under your feet and knowing like I am safe, I am here, I am held, if that makes sense. This card also talks about just like trusting that you're not alone, and in divine timing that other allies and what's meant to support you on your path will come forward. But this is just asking you to like soothe and calm yourself, and that you are a soothing and calming force for other people. And this card further indicates that you are like on your path, if that makes sense. Like, you're here and sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied, but this card here as what wants to blossom or bloom from within you. This is a card that's saying that you are someone who is blossoming into someone who is focused on accomplishing their soul mission, someone who is in alignment and grounded and is self-actualized. And then lastly, for this what wants to be birth, blossom, and bloom and unfold from within you, we have number 42 in each other. We find ourselves, and this card again speaks about that you have a very unique and specific mission to uphold on earth, and that this as a card here, and not as an obstacle, as to what you're blossoming into, is you're blossoming into someone who upholds their contract with what they came here to do. And this card also indicates like trust and harmony with other people. You are someone who, in fulfilling their role on planet Earth and helping the planet, is attracting other members of like your soul community and soul tribe, where you won't feel so alone, and you'll feel like you have space with these people that celebrate and honor your uniqueness and what makes you different. And you're blossoming into someone who holds that space for others, that we're all here doing our fair share part and fitting into this beautiful complex puzzle of life. And someone who's like integral in that, someone who is focused on that, someone who is free enough from their past, from their hardships, from their pain, someone who has enough self-understanding and compassion and acceptance and love for themselves, has studied themselves and knows who they are, and comes out into the world being grounded and rooted in your truth, in your authenticity, and being extremely focused and being an extremely powerful, fiery, creative force that makes a beautiful and lasting imprint on the world, in your community, and in those like whose lives you touch. I see great and beautiful harmony unfolding. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful reading. With that Ace of Cups here, really just indicating like harmony and love and new and fresh and fulfilling, emotionally fulfilling, true fulfillment. And you will be truly fulfilled. But again, the path is through understanding yourself and have loving compassion and acceptance, and feeling understood by yourself, and really knowing yourself and your heart, your spirit, your fire, and honoring those heavy emotions, but honoring them, but not getting tied up in them, but setting yourself free. So someone who knows that balance between honoring the pain in the past and then releasing it and not getting tangled up or caught or restricted by it. Someone who has an open enough heart and enough forgiveness for themselves and other people that they're not weighed down by negative thoughts, or weighed down by by the intensity or the story of the past, but you just extract the wisdom, and then you become more powerful, and a force to be reckoned with. Because I see when you have a creative idea or put your mind to something, also something that's going to blossom or bloom within you is like an ultimate focus and just like needle pinpoint like precision, and just executing and manifesting like on the dot exactly what you want. Power manifester, powerful creator, creative energy, and knowing how and where to put your energy and power in to just get the most results. Yes, to get the most results for yourself and results for other people. Excuse me, as well. There's also like a big theme of like wings here, and sprouting your wings and being free and regaining like a lightness of being, and honoring like your passion, your fire, honoring your intense emotions such as anger, rage, and aggression, and kind of finding an outlet for it, so you can have balance within yourself. And I see you becoming this. So now we're going to move on to potential blockages or obstacles that may hinder you. So we're going to be looking at the Beyond Lumeria deck, and we have 4 cards. So we have number 4, Solar Plexus Chakra. We have number 16, Loving Compassion. Number 21, Communication, Co-creation. And number 23, Endless Opportunities. So with these being your cards for potential obstacles or blockages, I'm being called to number 23, and a potential blockage from I'm getting from this card is that there may be so many directions or so many ideas or so many potentials that you can see, or so many opportunities or avenues for you to go down, and I'm seeing this as a potential blockage only if you don't really know yourself truly and completely yet. I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward a little bit, but I do have your cards out also for advice, so I think I'll tie these two together. But right next to the Endless Opportunities card for advice, we have your inner child. And what I'm seeing is like, it's just beautifully mirrored as like this blue flower opening. And with the inner child, it's like this sweet little child, like in the center of this blue blossoming flower. And in Endless Opportunities, it's like the face, which is like you coming out of like this blue bud, but with purple leaves and tentacles. So what I'm seeing like with the representation of the blue is like knowing what's true. Sorry, my cat is making some weird noises. He's dreaming right now and making some weird noises. Sorry if you could hear that. But anyway, so the inner child in the blue petals, I feel like symbolizes like the need for like truth and honesty. So with the Endless Opportunities card right next to it, where it's like you need to be truthful and honest with like, I see the inner child as like our higher self or our inner wisdom. Like when we were children, we're most in touch with like our true nature, our divine nature, our authenticity. We weren't trying to like be molded into like this false image to please other people. At least not all of us. Some of us were, but the core root of who you are and what you love and the magic that is within you, and your truth and your authenticity, I feel like dwells within the inner child. So it's like coming home to that part of yourself. And like I said, like the seed or like the core of who you are is like your inner child. And then as you begin to like further and deepen your understanding with your inner child, with your heart, with your divine nature, then you will know what avenue is right for you. And how you'll know it's right for you is it mirrors you beautifully and completely. It mirrors your heart, it mirrors your mind, it mirrors your spirit. So yeah, as long as I feel like that's a way to aid that potential blockage. Being called to number 4 for the solar plexus chakra. And this is a potential blockage I feel like is not putting your energy and your power and your effort probably into the right things. It's by the knowledge card, and what's below it is the 9 of cups. So kind of just like spitballing here, but I feel like you may be putting too much potential blockage is to put too much like energy, power and effort into the mind and not so much into the emotions, the body, the feeling. And I say that because we have loving compassion as also a potential blockage, and I always see like the heart as like the key. I see the heart as the key for all healing, because most of the time, like if your heart is right and powerful and strong enough, love and compassion can heal the most outrageous things and emotions that are out of balance, if that makes sense. With the solar plexus chakra here, it's like either one, you're putting energy and effort and power into the wrong avenues when it should be coming within. Instead, I see it like grasping outward and trying to like make sense of outward physical things, so like fill a void or a hole that's like within that can only be healed through your heart and by introspection and by like spiraling inward. Or the solar plexus chakra for like the other half of you is probably like not feeling powerful enough, not feeling that sense of will, that's not being in touch with your fire, not being in touch with your vitality, with your sense of like confidence and being detached from, being confident and powerful and just like that solar plexus chakra, like your will and feeling comfortable and confident in who you are and knowing that you have something to offer and that you are valuable and that you are an asset to the world, to your community and those around you. I feel like that's a potential blockage with the solar plexus chakra for many of you. And number 16, loving compassion. A potential blockage for this is just not having enough, or not having enough for yourself. And maybe some of you may be giving loving compassion to like the imbalance with the solar plexus is like being kind and loving and compassionate to the world and to those around you. First, you need to have it within yourself. I'm seeing again just like a bunch of arms just like trying to, I'll be loving and compassionate to my neighbors, to my friends, to my family, to the strangers, but it's like, check yourself and ask yourself, like, is what you're giving outwardly reciprocated to like what you give yourself? Because with the Ace of Cups in reverse right next to this, it's like, are you fully satisfying your own heart and your own need for your love, right? We come back to the inner child. Are you being nourished? Do you feel loved? Do you feel loved by yourself? These are important questions to ask, and to make sure that your heart and your being is completely filled and completely satisfied. And then be loving and compassionate to the community, because I can see that you guys have so much to give, or you are eager to give. You guys are eager to find, like, how can I serve? How can I be my light worker, starseed, badass self? Like, grasping for things and ideas and like sources of power from outside of yourself. Trying to give outside of yourself, but it's like, my darling, like, come within, slide into home, make sure that you are nurtured and cared for and good and solid and full. Make sure your tank is full, max, topped off, and then you can freely give, because I feel like this is so crucial, so you don't get burnt out, and so that you can give to the best of your ability. So you're not half-assing anything because you're tired, or you didn't have that time to meditate, or, you did a healing session for someone else when you should have done it for yourself, or you did this project, or did this thing, or baked this, or created that, or painted this for that person, when really, like, you need time to like play with yourself and play the piano, or paint something, or strum on the guitar, or sing, or go for a walk, and just truly make sure that you're being loving, compassionate to yourself, so you can give without limits to those around you, or to those who depend on you, or your clients, or your family, or what have you. And the last card we have for just potential blockages, we have number 21, communication, co-creation. And I feel like this coming up as a potential block is that, again, just being too fixed on an idea or an outcome. And Spirit is asking you to just remain open and realize that everything that we create is a co-creation with the divine and the universe. That we're not solely meant to do everything on ourselves. There's more people that need to come in. There's certain situations or certain, divine timings that need to play out for everything to make sense and for things to unfold the way in which they are meant to. So it's like just further, like just trusting. Trust is a huge part of your process of blooming into this beautiful version of yourself that is like cracking open in sprouting. This Aries season is, or whenever you watch this reading, is timeless, but it's like letting things just germinate. Things take time. You can plan a whole garden, right? But it's not, you can plant all these seeds and water them and have the intention, for all these things to happen, but it's kind of like just putting in the effort that you can and do what you can and that you need to do, and then just taking a step back and just allowing nature to unfold, allow the universe and God to take the reins, and trust in your spiritual team and your angels, in your galactic guides to like guide the way and to play behind the scenes for things to unfold, and they may unfold and turn out even better and more spectacular than you could have imagined. And just trusting in the higher perspective and the higher powers that be. And also just making sure that your heart and your mind are both in the right place with whatever you set out to do, whatever you put energy and effort into. Make sure you check, like, is my heart in the right place? Is my mind in the right place? Am I doing this out of alignment? Am I doing this out of goodness, or am I doing this out of gain? Where is your intention, and is it heartfelt, and is it genuine? And to have that integrity to look at yourself and check yourself and know, like, hey, you know what? I am acting out of integrity here, because really, I'm just caring about the money, or I'm just caring about this benefiting me this way. When really it should be like, how can I help? How can I assist? How can I bring more upliftment and encouragement and goodness, and be a force for good on the planet and in the lives of those around me? So that could be a potential blockage right here. Okay, so that was that, and now we're gonna move on to advice. So for advice, I already touched on it, but we have inner child. So we're looking at the divine abundance and tarot of the divine decks. Excuse me for this one. So we have inner child, outrageous openness, expansiveness, the Queen of Coins in reverse, the Six of Cups in reverse, and we have strength upright. So I'll read for the inner child, because I didn't before. So it says, inner child, allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. So that I kind of was speaking on that with the potential blockages, number 16, loving and compassion. So it's like tending to yourself on a deep level. Like, I spoke to someone about this I think last week, my girlfriend, and I was telling her that it's so important for us to really, because we both have kids, and I was like, we need to tend to ourselves like you would your baby girl or your sweetest child. Like this, be tender and loving with yourself, and hold yourself, hold that space for yourself, like you would a baby. Like, we give so much love and compassion to other people outside of ourselves, for a stranger or a child you see at the park or the store. You would be so sweet and loving and kind and attentive to them. And it's like, let's do that for ourselves too. And if we do that for ourselves, we will be such better people, better humans to the world and to the people around us. Okay, and then we have outrageous openness. And this is the first time this card has come out in a reading, so I'm going to read the bottom. It says, Dear love, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed, and I am open to receive. See? That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. I mean, that's kind of what we were touching on about, like, just opening up more to love, knowing your will, letting go of the past and releasing. And then with the co-creation card, it's right next to the co-creation, communication co-creation card. It's like trusting, that things might not always work out the way that we thought it might, but it will come out what's needed and even better. And we'll be happily surprised and delighted. And then just a lot of like feminine energy, like open up to receive and like surrender, and the need to be more flexible. I feel like would aid you during this time. And then we have expansiveness, and it says eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. So that again, I feel like is breaking out of the mold of like it has to be done this way, and that your will and your will alone will get things done. I feel like this card is telling you to open up, or it's advising you to like open up, and there's that word, that rigid, to be more flexible and more open. There's a lot of imagery and metaphor and words about being opening up, being free, spreading wings, blossoming, moving outward, and being flexible, more mutable, not so rigid, not trying to like fit everything into a box, but allowing for more room and more space. So also with your advice, I think I said before, we have the Tarot of the Divine. So I'm looking at the Queen of Coins in reverse, Strength upright, and the Six of Cups in reverse. So with these cards, I'm kind of getting the message of like letting go of like this need or this desire for like monetary gain right now. So with the Queen of Coins in reverse, I feel like you're meant to embody, because we also have the Queen of Fire here. You're meant to embody like this creative and abundant energy, but I feel like now is not the time to be focusing on that. With the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups in reverse, and also right next to the expansiveness card, it's like how you think you're going to be emotionally fulfilled and how you think you're going to bring about wealth and monetary gain into your life is too rigid and maybe not in alignment with what is true and authentic for yourself. Not for everyone, but for some of you, it's like let go of like this idea or this plan that you have that I need to do this way, and I'm going to make this much from that, and you know, I need to marry this person or someone like this who acts like this and thinks like this for me to be emotionally fulfilled. And instead, like, we have the Strength card. It's like it's time to like release that mindset about like what can I gain, what can I possess, and to let go of like the Six of Cups in reverse. Makes me think of like letting go of like over romanticizing about certain people of your past, or because there's new energy coming in, there's new people. God has a plan, spirit, the divine want to like open you up and to like flood new things for you to receive. And it's like let go of these constructs in your mind about that, and it's like now it's the time to like have patience with yourself. We have the Strength card here, and for me, I feel like it's time to awaken to the power within you, right? And I think it's so interesting that like the Strength card always has like the woman taming this wild beast, you know, or the lion, and it's like now's the time to come into like your femininity, to soften, to surrender, to not be so You don't need to be this rigid and strong and powerful, intimidating, scary monster, or lion or creature, to have true strength. That truth strength comes with patience and courage and timing and trusting in yourself. I feel now's the time to trust in yourself and to explore what it is that makes you strong, what it is that makes you magical. Now's the time to go within and tend to and tame to, quote unquote, the creatures and the intimidating monsters that may be dwelling within you. And I feel like this card is also saying to conquer your inward demons and shadows. It's not necessarily conquer, she's not slaying them or ripping their head off, but it's embracing them, looking them in the eye and looking deeply and seeing things past the surface level, taking a deeper look and understanding and not letting those things have power over you. But you regain your inner power and get this sense of strength. And with that comes a greater sense of knowing and understanding yourself. Okay, I think that is all that I'm getting for you guys. My beautiful pile number ones. I hope that this served you in any and all ways. I hope that this spoke to you and resonated. Leave me a comment down below if it did. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. You guys are badass, and what wants to bloom and blossom and unfold from within you is just so beautiful. Someone who knows themselves and their hearts and is grounded and rooted in their purpose, and knowing their worth, knowing how to yield their power, knowing how to nourish and nurture and tend to themselves and to give beautifully to the world. This is great, guys. You guys are awesome. Happy healing, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Hello, my lovely pile number twos, those of you who picked this beautiful rose quartz egg. Welcome to your reading, where we're looking at what wants to be birthed from within you, what wants to blossom, bloom, and unfold from within you. So first we're going to be looking at just the general cards I picked for this theme on what wants to unfold from within you. And you have so many cards. I think you have the most of the three groups, which is good. There's a story here that wants to be told. So we're going to be looking at the Dreams of Gaia deck and the Earth Warrior deck. So the cards you have are Journey, the Six of Earth, Union in reverse, the Ten of Air in reverse, the Ace of Air in reverse, the Four of Earth in reverse, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Air. Sorry, I keep saying air and swords. Air. You have the Queen and King of Earth in reverse. You have Body, Mind, and you have the Seven of Air in reverse. And for the Earth Warrior deck, you have Clan of the Wolf Heart. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Number 12, Sage of Higher Knowing. Number 3, Power Awakening. Number 33, Child of the Light. There we go, 333. We have number 13, Medicine of the Rainbow Jaguar. So you have some powerful, powerful cards. So really quickly, you have a lot of cards in reverse, similar to pile number 1, but I'm going to keep them in reverse because I think that it's significant for your reading. Also, you have 333 in your reading, which is awesome. Look up that angel number and see, because it's showing up for you. See any messages that Spirit has for you. And another thing, we have the progression of card number 12, 13, and 14, which for me means that like everything is in order, or things are unfolding for you, or you are unfolding in the correct order. So with that being said, I think we're going to start with number 14, Clan of the Wolf Heart. And it says, "We are the ones we've been waiting for." So there is so much symbolism in this card. As I hold and pick up this card, I really do feel a lot of energy in the heart and the throat centers of the body. I don't even know where to begin, but I'm just seeing that what wants to blossom or unfold or bloom from within you is really someone who holds so much beauty. And there's a lot of rainbows here, which for me symbolizes like hope. Rainbows come after a storm or some uglier weather. And I feel as though you are the hope, like the beam of hope, the light, the color, the life, and the radiance that just bursts through the sky for people to look at and to hold on to. That people know that no matter, what has been weathered or whatever has been experienced, that there's still beauty in life. There's so much symbolism here of just you bringing in and having and holding a higher perspective, like in having and holding power and wisdom, strength, maybe even a little intimidating or frightful to some who aren't ready for it. But I see that like you have gone through many phases and cycles in your life, maybe of like healing and letting go and like coming into yourself, and it's like been this spiral or this cycle of healing. But there's some symbolism of the snake here, which I feel, and it's right around her, like between her throat and her heart chakra, which is awesome. Which I feel like how you speak and how you love and how you present yourself is really and truly being transformed. With the wolf here around her heart, I feel like you're gonna be someone who can work in harmony with others, and you're someone who's really going to know their place in their pack. You're gonna be someone who's like in alignment and surrounded by their soul family, by their soul tribe, and you'll know like your place and be appreciated. I see someone who's like balance of like power, wisdom, success, and playfulness. Someone whose aura is like clear and cleansed, someone who walks through life like with their arms open, saying, "This is me. This is who I am. Take me or leave me, but I accept myself." There's a lot of like self-acceptance, a lot of openness. I see a lot of red for me symbolizes like being really grounded and secure in who you are, in your purpose, and knowing your place in the world. And there's so much life. Let's see if there's any other. So it's like you're like the rising sun, if that makes sense. Like it's been dark and in hectic waters, and you're someone who's just gonna bring the light, someone who's balanced in mind and in body and in heart and in their spirit. I see someone who is calm, someone who is at peace within themselves, someone who holds major wisdom
insight and enlightenment, and who is meant to share that with the world and uplift humanity's consciousness and bring your higher perspective, your higher knowing to the world. I see a lot of like transformation also with the crown and the third eye. And around the eyes, it's like you guys see differently. You're someone who sees like through the veil. You see the medicine that all of life's phases have to offer, because you're someone who has gone through many phases, and you've come to peace with that, and you see how it's reciprocated on a larger scale, and how we all experience these as a collective consciousness. And you really just hold like the beauty and the potential, and show people the way forward through these new times and ages that we're stepping into. You're blossoming and blooming into someone who is really in tune and in touch with their inner wisdom, and trusting their heart. And I'm seeing just like a newfound relationship with your intuition and with your guides. And I see you just like channeling in all this beautiful divine energy that is just so healing for the planet. With this Puma card here too, it's like you're someone who is awakening their courage and fully realizing their power. I see someone who acts without hesitation, someone who acts without second guessing themselves, one who acts and walks through life with purpose. Yes, I'm just seeing like not only are you bringing beauty and intuition, and I'm just seeing like you fully coming in and embodying your power, and not being fearful of anything or anybody, who's going to act and speak and show up genuinely and authentically. And I'm getting like this really beautiful balance of masculine and feminine energies from within you. I see that you're someone who's like fully transformed, someone who's healed their relationship with themselves, with their masculine and feminine energy, someone who's overcome and really burst through a lot that may have tried to repress them or suppress them or keep them down or keep them small or keep them scared. I see now that you own all these parts of yourself, maybe some parts of you that you tried to disown because you thought that they may have been frightful, like they scared you, or they seemed out of balance, or maybe even toxic at times. But I see that you found a way to really honor yourself and honor this dynamic energy and power within yourself, and find an outlet and channel for it so that you feel comfortable and confident speaking your mind and acting and showing up in the world in your purpose and going after that which you want. They're like animals that are predators here coming up a lot. We have the puma, the wolf, we have a shark, even some birds of prey as well. And this is like, you're not playing around anymore. You're someone who is serious about their mission. You're someone who is serious about the changes and the transformations. I'm also getting like vitality and new health and strength coming in the physical body. I feel like you're someone who's transforming into honoring and tending and knowing what their body needs. Someone who is healthy and strong, full of, chi and life force energy. Someone who holds a strong presence in the room. I'm seeing that you're someone who's transformed not only your energetic body and
to strength and vibrancy, but also your physical body. And I feel like your mind and your heart as well are just very strong and just reborn into something that is graceful and beautiful and elegant, but fierce, ferocious, and not to be reckoned with. I feel like whatever harsh or scary or dark energies that you have encountered, my friend, any harshness or aggression or violence or suppression that has been cast out at you, you have transformed and made peace with this part of yourself, and now you use it as a beautiful but deadly weapon. And I just see strength and protection around you, not only from your guides and from an energetic sense, but I feel like that from within. Power, protection, courage, vibrancy, health, vitality. It's really amazing. I'm also getting a message to, I work with flower essences, and here we have, it looks to be like the California poppy. And the California poppy brings medicine that like your heart holds, like true gold and true worth is held in the heart. And kind of like some symbolism that I'm getting with this puma is like that you know how precious and rare and beautiful your heart is, and your energy, and some more of like these sensitive parts of yourself. And I'm seeing the puma like you've made peace with yourself, and your masculine side is like really taking in the role as a protector of like that beauty and that sacredness, and that tenderness and that gold that you hold within your heart, within your being. And this is something that you've transformed into, to hold that beautiful balance of being beautiful and tender and soft, but also not, quite frankly, like not to be fucked with. Like you are not going to be taken advantage of or trampled over or seen as too weak or too delicate. You just hold, like, I'm getting the sense of like knowing yourself and owning like your beauty and your power, and them just working in synergy together. Looking at this number 33 card, Child of the Light, I'm really feeling like you're blossoming or blooming into someone who acts as like a bridge between the heavens or the spirit world and earth. I'm seeing that spirit may communicate a lot with you through your dreams, or you get inspiration or dreams or downloads or higher knowledge and wisdom from the divine. I see like a merging and a harmony and a synergy between your higher and your lower chakras. And I see with the yellow butterfly just more of that symbolism of just hope and confident. Like you are the child of the light, and you're here to bring hope. And you're here to trust yourself and to trust your divine connection with the spirit, with the stars, with the spiritual realms. I see that you have a very strong and grounded and high connection with the divine. I see a lot of balance with the sun and the moon, and also so much symbolism of the phases of the moons. I feel like you have completed a cycle. Like you are the butterfly now. You're someone who has been incubating probably for quite some time, for many moons, and now you're free. You are fully transformed, and the caterpillar has now actualized itself into the butterfly, and you're just reaching new levels of height. You're blossoming from the grass and your belly to the earth to now sprouting wings and being free and being boundless and having no limits. And I see that you're someone who has direction with their dreams, with their heart's desires. I'm getting visionary energy as well, and just being able to ground that which divinely inspires you. And that you trust yourself. I feel like that's a huge message too, is like trusting yourself, your intuition, your wisdom, your beauty, your power. Very, very beautiful. I'm now being called to look at this number 27 card, Ponopono, Immeasurable Power of the Heart Way. And this card speaks of just your transforming and blooming into someone who has such a strong heart, someone whose intention and how they act and move forward with the world, through the world, stems from the heart. I'm also seeing someone who has a very strong mind, an illuminated mind, a mind free from fear, anxiety, and worry. I see someone who is at peace and at joy and only brings love and compassion and wisdom and truth to any and all situations and in all avenues of your life. Like whatever it is you go forward or choose to go down, whatever it is that you create, anything and everything that you speak, all thoughts in your mind are in alignment with your heart. It's beautiful. Very beautiful, beautiful energy. And with number 13, Medicine of the Rainbow Jaguar, this card also speaks and talks about just being protected and clearing away and like any darkness, if that makes sense. So it's about protection, and I feel like just holding space. You're blossoming into someone who holds space for new and beautiful energies to be birthed onto earth. Someone who just holds, who perseveres no matter how dark or how hard or how tough or hopeless things may seem to be, is that you keep that connection with the divine and just you remain being that bridge and holding that space, and just trusting, like, even no matter how things look on the outside, you clear the way of knowing like what is worth your time and effort, and holding space only for that which serves, which is of a higher vibration, that which is nourishing and is of the light, if that makes sense. And then we also have passion flower here, which again I'll speak because I'm into flower essences and make flower essences. And this passion flower is all about like releasing anxiety, strengthening your spiritual gifts, getting into like that beautiful heart energy, that synergy of like the crown and the heart, and holding like quote unquote like Christ consciousness on the planet, just that which is based in love and forgiveness and in compassion. Also eases anxiety, so any anxiety or fear or restlessness within you, I feel like will be put at ease. And again, just like holding space and alignment for truth and of hope, and really being in harmony with like your wisdom and your power, just knowing how to utilize and channel both wisdom, compassion, and power. It's such beautiful energy. I love it. So I'm seeing that if you feel like you're not fully embodying this energy yet, I see with the other tarot cards, we have so many cards, I feel like Spirit kind of guided me to share that first, like what is within you that's breaking open. Some of you may be starting to embody this energy, but for some of you, with the journey card, you have a little bit of a path to travel or an inward quest to that you need to experience for this to fully be manifested. I see a lot of symbolism in these cards about being tied up, being chained, being confined. But I see in like almost every imagery of this, you have the key. I feel like some of you are, feeling restricted or feeling held back or feeling tied down. I feel like especially when it comes to, being able to provide or have it has to do with like your finances and like your mental space, is what I'm seeing. Some of you may feel, let me look at this card a little bit closely. Feel like you guys are like being bound and held, but you have mobility to set yourself free. And I'm seeing like maybe some anger or some aggression or thinking that, you have to fight someone to set yourself free. But I'm seeing that your power isn't in like, because you have the ability, the strength and the power, to conquer whatever it is that comes your way. But I'm seeing that like the key is knowing yourself. Some of you, I feel like this is feeling unable to speak freely, to express yourselves freely. That maybe like how you're going about life to provide for yourself, to provide for others, like you feel like you aren't fully expressing, or you aren't being fully satisfied, or just the general feeling of being uncomfortable. And like I see like a blockage around like the higher chakras, like specifically the throat and the third eye. And I see that you hold the key to set yourself free. I feel like a lot of you guys feel like you don't have a lot to offer or to bring forward, but I'm seeing like you just need to get out of the box. And I think it's like having a lot to do with your mental space. We have the Union card in reverse, so I feel like you aren't fully in unison with yourself completely. We have the 10 of air in reverse. I feel like there's like a new threshold that you need to step forward in, that you need to burst and break through. We have the Ace of Swords also in reverse. This is a lot about your mental space. I'm thinking like you're trapped in a negative thought pattern or limiting beliefs about yourself, or maybe just having the wrong perspective that's making you feel confined. And I'm seeing a lot of wounds, like this is hurting you. It's not nourishing to you. I'm seeing again that how you speak about yourself, or maybe how others speak about you or to you, is really causing you so much pain. There's like healing that needs to be done. And they're all like masculine. It's all like men in these cards that are bound and bleeding and like breaking. I feel as though like your masculine energy really needs some healing, some attention, needs to be set free in some way or another, that needs to stop being punished or have pain inflicted upon him. And I'm not reading for gender, I just read energy and what's coming up. I see that you guys have a lot of knowledge and wisdom and understanding. How do I want to explain this? Well, we have the king and queen of earth in reverse, so I feel like you're having a hard time like grounding and being like this. I'm seeing someone who is intelligent, who is in alignment, who has endured and gone through this journey and come out transformed, and someone who knows how to be abundant in both nurture and nourish ideas and creative outlets or entrepreneurship ideas and avenues that you have. And with the king of earth here, able to execute and bring it forward and bring results and bring abundance and wealth into your life. I see someone who is balanced in both mind and body. But I see that something that may be lacking is faith and trust. And because you can read a lot and know a lot of concepts and a lot of, facts and esoteric, this, that, and the other, read spiritual texts, but it's like, where is the faith? Where is the faith in true connection with spirit? I feel like that is something that is needed now for some of you. I'm seeing in like your pursuit to alignment and to wholeness, there's something here that is just causing you pain and that needs to be dropped, and that is almost causing more harm than good. I like see almost like you have contempt for yourself, or maybe for another person, that you like continue to stay in a space or think a certain thing about yourself, or continue to take on hurtful words or thoughts that other people have towards you, and you just hold on to it even though it's causing you immense pain. And should be dropped and let go of. I'm seeing not everything is causing you pain, but what should be let go should, so you can set yourself free. I feel like this card may be speaking about maybe you've made some mistakes in the past, or have had maybe some altercations or disagreements where bad things have been done or said onto you. But it's like we make mistakes, like ourselves and other people, and to not hold on to things that just hurt, they cause you pain, and they keep you trapped, they keep you limited. You cannot fly or bloom and expand and be set free if you're chained down, and if you continue to just have this thorn in you and continue to just let it, rot and fester, and continue to make you bleed and be pained. It's like, find the truth, and And I'm seeing like what's interesting in this card, that like the root and the solar plexus are like the biggest, and the heart is the smallest. So it's like, I feel like you need to bring more compassion to a situation for yourself or for someone else, and to just be truthful and honest. And there's never like a justification to harm yourself or another person. This card can also speak about the ego, and how the ego will try to find a way to protect you or convince you that you're right. And it's really driven by kind of primal instincts. And this can just be like detrimental to our mental and physical well-being, and our well-being, and our well-being with other people as well. I feel like maybe someone or something has wounded you, maybe your ego, in one way or another, and that some truth needs to be seen, and to kind of go beyond, up and out of this energy, this primal energy, this like ego based and driven energy, and work your way to greater understanding, that we're all here to grow and learn, and that mistakes are going to be made, and we need to have room to make mistakes, and to allow others to make mistakes, because we are not yet perfect, and that's okay. And that's why we're here, to learn, to grow, to expand, and to evolve, and to not hold too tightly onto things that cause you pain. I feel like your guides and your spirit and your higher self just not want to see you in pain anymore, and that maybe what you think may be justice, or may be the right thing, or you think that you're seeing things truly, may really just be your ego speaking, because it itself is wounded, and that really just needs to be dropped, and to just bring a new perspective, and more compassion and more nurturing to yourself, and just spreading that heart space and that compassion and that kindness to yourself and towards other people. There's also energies here of to take your time when going into new endeavors, or into whatever it is that you wish to create or to manifest in your life. Spirit is here to tell you to not like act with haste without thinking. This is like to watch out for careless efforts. It's just like one step at a time. Now's the time to like rest and recharge yourself for the journey ahead, and for good things. I feel like we have bee symbolism here. I feel like you guys are very, very hardworking people that may work yourself to a detriment, where you're like bleeding and hurt, or broken, or just burnt out and tired. But Spirit's here to tell you that when you move or put energy or effort into something, to make sure that you're doing it with care and precision and with accuracy. There's also messages here of sharing what it is that you have, like opening your heart more, being generous. I feel like you guys may have a lot of responsibility and a lot of people depending on you. Maybe you have a family, or you have certain friends or certain people who look up to you, depend on you, see you as someone who is strong and someone who is, a provider. And I feel like these cards are also saying to just make sure that you're putting attention on that which matters most, and to just give love and care and support. And when you lead people, try to make it so you're leading by example and maybe not preaching or talking down to people, but embodying that which you wish others to follow lead. It's like you're the leader, set the example. And when people see how generous and kind and how considerate you are, and how you do the right things for the right reasons, and you put what matters most as a priority, that will just make all the difference in the world and influence people to change. So I kind of want to address this Union card that's in reverse, and I feel like this card is coming in reverse because maybe you guys aren't fully embodying or truly knowing like who you really are. With Union in reverse, with the 10 of air in reverse and the ace of air in reverse, like this is a combination that just speaks about someone who doesn't really know themselves, who hasn't come into themselves fully, someone who can be easily influenced by the thoughts and the opinions of others. And I feel like the ace of air and the 10 of air here are trying to say like other people can think however they want to think, and we have to honor people who have their own personal truths or way of seeing things. Like we can't control that in other people, but I feel like it's time for you to no longer be influenced by the opinions of other people, or what other people may think is right for you, or a direction that people might want you to go in. It's like it's time for you to walk your own path, and to see yourself as whole. With the Union card here as well, it's like you are whole and you have unlimited potential. And it's like maybe the path, like we have the Journey card here, like starting off the reading, and it's like you are who you are because of what you've experienced and what you've gone through. And maybe you've gone through that with with support with other people, or like other guiding forces in your life. But I feel like now's the time for you to go that path your own way, and even if you're gonna make mistakes, or if other people think you may be making mistakes, like it's all part of your growing experience. And we can't let other people's fears, thoughts, or opinions take hold of our life and tell us how to live. No, it's time for you to decide that on your own, and in doing so, you're going to uncover and become a more mature, independent, wholesome human being. I feel like it's time for you to study and learn about yourself and about where you want to go in life, and to put your energy and your effort into that, because I see that you guys are very wise and very powerful and have such a high capacity to understand so much, and have the capacity to be so loving and kind and nurturing. And now's the time, like, to explore and expand that for yourself, free from any other influences, to dip into your own pure waters and know yourself truly. And if you don't, it's time to embark on that, to figuring out who you are. I feel like there's also a message here that you guys like want to build and embark on something that takes a lot of work and effort. And I see that in the process of like constructing this and putting the effort and work into it physically, that you cause yourself anguish and pain, like on a physical, emotional, or spiritual level. And I'm seeing in the cards that like there's a need for you to become like a little bit witty or crafty on how you go about like balancing this in a way that it doesn't cause harm to you, so you're not lashing out or feeling stressed or pushing that onto others, to where your environment and everything is more like in harmony and in balance in a non-destructive or harmful way. There's a need for you to figure out how you can bring nourishment and healing to yourself. Because when you do that with the Queen and the King of Wands here, I see that you're going to have the ability to give more healing and to give more and be more generous with your energy, your time, and your resources once you can figure that out. Again, I'm also going to stress that there's a need for you to deepen your spiritual connection with the divine, deepen your faith. Just deepen your faith, and this will heal you, I feel like, give you more insights and guidance to bring more balance and just a lighter, like lighten your load. If work smarter, not harder is like something that came to mind right now. And to really like continue prioritizing, balancing like your body and your mind, and bringing health and good nourishment and understanding to your body and to your mental health. Yeah, I feel like there's great power within you, right? Like with this, the Power Awakening number 3 with the Puma card, like speaks on just having that power and that vitality, and I feel like it's just prioritizing that. And a big part of that is like feeling nourished and grounded, and feeling balanced. And a big aid with that, I feel like, is deepening your spiritual connection, your faith, honoring your truth, speaking your truth, uncovering the deeper depths of yourself, and just more understanding and love and compassion with yourself is really going to aid you going forward. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm sorry if I was preaching at you a little bit. I apologize. So we're going to look at potential blockages and obstacles, and for that we're going to be looking at the Beyond Lumeria deck. And for you, we have number 48, Surrender, number 5, Heart Chakra, Unfurling Back to Love. We have number 53, Transformation, number 7, Throat Chakra, Express Your Truth. We have number 17, Awakened Awareness, and we have number 27, Furred and Feathered Friends. Okay, I think, this Furred and Feathered Friends wants me to speak on it first, and I know this card has a lot to deal with, like, getting into nature more, also like being a lot more mindful about what you eat and how you nourish your body. But I also get from this card is like to be more generous and have more open arms in your approach to life and the people and the lives that surround you and that you impact. So this is a blockage, may you being like unmindful about the food that you're consuming, or by somehow or another like closing yourself off to nature. I feel like, because this card is right next to the King and Queen of Earth in reverse, that I feel like a blockage is like you not taking the time to ground, and to go out into nature and to connect. And then in doing so, you'll feel like refreshed and revitalized and feel more open and clear. And I feel like in connection, I feel like there's some animal spirit guides that want to connect with you too. And that you can find like great healing in the messages that they have to offer you, and the power that they have like to support you and to lend you on this journey or this time in your life. We have number 7, throat chakra. So another blockages is you not expressing your truth or being honest fully and completely. There's a lot of angel references here. So I feel like there's a need for you to connect with your angelic guides or connect with the angelic realm. Would really help you in like deciphering what is true for you, what is authentic, being honest with yourself and others. So I feel like through your truth being expressed, will allow for greater transformation and miracles to unfold in your life. And then I just said that, and then you have number 53, the transformation card. I feel like there's a huge urge for you to connect more deeply with your heart, to look within your heart and to know that such power and beauty dwell within your heart, that your heart holds so much light. You literally had number 33, child of the light. That there's goodness that you hold within you, and such power and wisdom, great wisdom. And you have the ability to transform if you stay true and honest to that, and you allow it to unravel and unfold, no matter how scary it may be at times or how unclear the path ahead must be. It's like relying, you have heart chakra as well, like coming back to a sense of love and stressing again that faith, that sense of faith, and just number 48, surrender, and just like letting go, which is so hard. Trust me, I know. It's like trust, like an intuitive trust and connection with the divine to like honor your truth and express yourself, and to just open your heart. I feel like you may be trying to block off your heart, trying to think of things in a more logical sense, or push through, trying to, get this like earthly manifestation done, and causes you mental anguish, physical anguish, and it severs your spiritual, nothing can sever your spiritual connection. Like, it will always be there no matter what. But I feel like it can make you feel alone, or isolated or lost, and it's because you need to tune in more. Like we said before, you have the sage of higher knowing. You're supposed to let your intuition and your faith and your divine connection and guide you and show you the way. And I feel like with these cards, like coming up as blockages, it's like surrendering to the process. No matter, like, through the healing process, there's gonna be moments where things are really uncomfortable, things are really painful. You're gonna feel things on an energetic, maybe even physical level, that you need to let go of, or that need to be transformed or put in different places. And that it can be extremely uncomfortable to, say what needs to be said, to express yourself and have the hard conversation, like not just with other people, but I feel like within yourself as well. and to open yourself up. Maybe you guys have this tendency to put a wall up, or to seem tough, or you guys are strong, there's no doubt about that, but it's like not denying yourself like those moments of vulnerability, or when you just need a break, or when you need a rest, or when you need to nourish and replenish yourself, to allow that, and to not be harsh on yourself, to not like cause more pain, trying to put work and effort in, when you need to honor not just what your mind says, but what your heart is asking of you. Not just like the list of things that you need to do, to study, to learn, to work through, to get done, honoring your heart and honoring your truth, and being self-honest with yourself would be beneficial. I'm also seeing like prayer as being something really important. And when I speak about prayer, I just mean like open and honest conversations with God. I think that speaking out loud to spirit, seeking counsel in the divine, and getting things off your chest, or speaking about your situation or what's going on or transpiring in your life, I feel will bring you clarity, and will like strengthen that connection with the divine. There's a lot just speaking to spirit, speaking to yourself, expressing yourself, in all ways and forms. And I think creatively as well, for some of you, because I kind of tie the throat chakra into the sacral chakra, and just honoring that that sense of self-expression, or just creative expression in general. Okay, so I think I'm going to move on, and now we're going to look at advice. And for that, we're going to be looking at the Divine Abundance and the Tarot of the Divine decks. So you have the card of grief, allowing, companionship, right now. And for the Tarot of the Divine, you have the Eight of Coins, the King of Cups in reverse, the Three of Coins, and the Page of Coins. So I'm feeling really called to start with this companionship card first. And it's so beautiful. It just has these two elephants. I love elephants so much. And the little two lines that it has is, giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. And with that, it's next to heart chakra and Ponopono, immeasurable power of the heart way and transformation, which just emphasizes the heart even more. I feel like what this card is trying to convey as like advice is to be a companion to yourself, and give your complete presence and awareness to yourself. Like right now. And you have the right now card. I feel as though you need to be a better companion to your heart, to yourself. Yeah, you need to sit down with yourself. Like these elephants, oh, it's so cute. They're just like eye to eye, forehead to forehead, just like, hey, what's really going on? How are you really doing? Right? Because elephants are just so, I just get like a deep, deep wisdom from the elephant, and just like so much perseverance for some reason. Like they just go forward, I don't think anyone can stop an elephant from just charging forward. And I feel like you want to charge forward in your life, or charge forward through or at something, but it's like there's two sides, like there's two elephants. So it's like, take your conscious awareness and bring that and slide it into home, your home base, your heart, and just be completely present with yourself and really ask yourself how you're doing and what you need, because you would do that for another person. So can you do that for yourself? And then we have allowing, and it totally dropped my phone, apologize. Okay, it says radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. And what I'm seeing is like to just allow, slide into home, tune in to yourself, how you're really feeling, and allow whatever is coming up, because we need to honor that, right? We need to honor whatever thoughts, feelings, emotions, blockages, that we're experiencing or feeling, or triggers even for some of you. And it's like, accept it, allow it. You have the surrender card too. It's like, don't try to release resistance. Don't build that wall up, tear the walls down. We need radical self-acceptance and self-honesty and a deeper connection with ourselves and the core and center of who you really are, right? Your union card in reverse. And allow it. And it's not always going to be comfortable, and that's okay. We need to release judgment here. Don't judge yourself, right? Other people judge you enough, right? We judge ourselves enough. We should not judge ourselves, because that gives room for us to, be swayed and influenced by other people's thoughts and opinions, because we're like, oh, maybe they know me better than I know myself. No. Spirit knows you better than you know yourself. The divine and the universe know you better than you know yourself. And that wisdom and that connection, that dwells within you. And like coming home to that, allow. We also have grief. It says, tears are what happens when the ice in the heart melts. I feel like you guys carry a lot of sadness within your heart or your emotional body. And just surrender to it. You don't have to get lost into it, but allow yourself to cry. Give yourself that permission. Tears are so cleansing. So cleansing. And if you feel like you've fallen in too deep, Spirit and your guides, they're going to be there to catch you and to remind you of your power and help you rise. Because you're a child of the light. And, to be a child of the light, you have to shine the light of your awareness on all dark spaces. You cannot hide. You make things brighter. There's no place for shadows to be casted or to even exist in the light. And to just like allow yourself to let go of what needs to let go of, to melt what needs to melt, to feel the grief and just let it go. And if you feel like you need assistance or you feel alone, you're never alone. You have so much support and guidance around you. And to just remember that and fall back on that and just have that be an inner knowing. Know that in your core that you are never alone and you are so loved and supported. And then you have right now. It says stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come that can be handled in each moment. And with this, the Buddha, it's like just staying present and staying mindful in each moment. And there's a huge theme about just trusting, trusting that what comes in you can handle, trusting that what comes forward is to serve you and to help you grow, help you expand. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to touch on a card, number 17, Awakened Awareness, as a potential blockage. And this card is about, going outside of your comfort zone and realizing and awakening to things. And I think that's perfect to be paired with right now. It's like whatever is coming up that can be uncomfortable or unpleasant or can make you feel like, this isn't my playing field that I'm normally accustomed to. It's like, just be present, and just trust and allow that whatever comes up is meant to. And try to let go of resistance is a huge thing. Just being fully present and just trusting, having that faith, and staying mindful and breathing. Just fully breathing. Maybe some breath work would be pretty helpful for you guys at this time. Meditation, journaling, praying by speaking out loud to spirit, and allowing yourself to cry if you need to cry. Work on accepting yourself and connecting with your heart, and whatever comes up, just have radical acceptance for yourself and, for other people, or accept whatever is coming up to the surface. So now I'm looking at the 8 of Coins, and I feel like some advice is to just keep going forward, keep persevering. I feel like this has a lot to do with like your path of attaining balance, because we have 6 like beautiful swans in the background, and I feel like it's gonna be painful, and you may cry, you have to cry, to release, to let go, to cleanse. But I feel like your advice is to just keep going forward, keep your momentum going, keep your dedication to your emotional work that you're doing, to your spiritual work that you're doing. I'm saying emotional because we have the King of Cups here in reverse. And what I'm saying with this is like to just keep persevering and not get too sucked into the dark depths that you're capable of going into. With the 3 of Coins here, it's like seek friendship, or you don't have to do this alone. I feel like you can seek out a teacher or seek out counsel, like a counselor, maybe even going to therapy, or some really, really good friends. But I'm also seeing this as like seeking counsel in the divine. I feel like you're not supposed to go this route alone. I feel like this King of Cups in reverse is also telling you to not like fall prey to this like mindset of like not caring about like your emotional needs, or do not get over consumed by like anxiety, and don't further like fall into this like the imbalance, right? That you may tend to experience, like having things come out of balance and losing like control of your emotional state, or just like feeling overwhelmed by it all. And with the 3 of Coins right next to it, it's like there is growth here, and to have faith, and that there is success, and that people will recognize like the hard work that you're doing. I feel like you'll feel more free and playful and at ease, and just a sense of lightness. But to like continue fostering your ambitions and stay committed to what's necessary and keep that determination, and your stay focused. And with the Page of Coins, I feel like the sun is here, so that's always good. And I feel as though this is saying that brighter days will be ahead, where you won't feel or be alone, that you will see fruit in your manifestations. Things will come to fruition, and your hard work and dedication will have fully paid off. And to take time to also just appreciate the path that you've walked, all the work that you've done on yourself, and staying true to your path and your purpose here on earth, and to know that you're greatly appreciated, and to appreciate and celebrate yourself is another message coming through. Okay, I think that's it for your reading. Beautiful pile number 2's beautiful rose quartz egg pile. I hope this reading served you in one way or another. And yeah, you guys had a beautiful reading. So many cards. Just take what resonated, leave the rest behind. Like I said, I hope this served you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading, guys. Happy healing. Hello, my lovely pile number 3's, or those of you who picked this beautiful sunstone egg. Welcome to your reading about what wants to be birthed, blossom, bloom, and unfold from within you. We'll be looking at this topic first, and then we'll look at potential blockages or obstacles and get advice. So we'll first look at the dreams of Gaia, and you have the 10 of water. You have emotion, intellect in reverse. You have the 9 of fire. You have thought in reverse. The mother. The 9 of air, upright, and perception. And then from the Earth Warriors deck, you have number 32, nourishment of the soul, and number 34, spirit of the warrior. So I'm really being drawn to this number 34 card, Spirit of the Warrior. And I'm getting like rainbow child vibes. You may have also resonated with like pile number 2. Not for all of you, but maybe some of you. But for this, I'm getting that what you're blossoming into, or what wants to be birthed from within you, or unfold from within you, is someone who has reached the pinnacle of someone who is in balance, someone who is wise, someone who is fair, someone who speaks and gives and sees with love, someone who is fully transformed, someone who sees both sides of any given situation or circumstance, someone who has broken through limitations, who has fully evolved, someone who stands firm and true in who they are, someone who knows what they have to offer, someone who has gone through many phases, many different seasons and phases of life, and has come out all the wiser, and still hold compassion and like an unwavering strength. It's like like a mountain. I'm feeling like you stand tall like a mountain, and there's a sense of wholesomeness and sturdiness and strength within you that's like, I want to say, a quiet strength that just is. No one questions, how strong or how brilliant, Mount Everest is, or that people are in awe of. People see you as someone like that they hold in high regard and respect. Someone who has their wings and is free to soar and explore and gain higher perspectives and insights. I see someone who is clear and free and enlightened. I see someone who has, I'm seeing like very much healing of the solar plexus, the heart and the throat and the third eye. And your eyes in general. I feel like you're someone who's not blinded or limited by perception or biases. I feel like you're someone who is just and fair and honest. Someone who speaks freely. Someone who gives freely and receives with gratitude. I just see like a brilliant, bright auric field. Someone who's at one and at peace with themselves. Someone who's beautiful and intricate and intelligent. Someone who is intuitive, aligned. Someone who has fully shed the past and transformed with the snakes here. Someone who is in tune and has knowledge that like things are out of our control, and who can surrender that, and who gives great thought and consideration into what they can do, say, and be. I feel as though everything that you do or put out serves a purpose, and it hits all levels. It leaves nothing like unturned, if that makes sense. Sorry, a really loud car in the background, if you could hear that. Yeah, someone who's solid, down to earth, beautiful, just like a diamond or a crystal. You guys are just beautiful, intricate, fascinating. Like there's so much to you. I feel like someone who's developed themselves very much and has a clear sense of direction and purpose. Someone who is focused and steady. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me see where I need to be taken next. I feel as though some of you may have had like a hard time balancing what you have to say and your emotions. I'm getting just like a clear line of like your fire, right? Your solar plexus and your throat center. I just see that like whatever wells up within you, like sometimes we have emotional responses. I'm getting like around conflict, that you can have a sharp tongue or can pierce or trample over people with your words or with your power. And what I see here is that what wants to bloom within you is someone who uses their power wisely, someone who is balanced in their emotions and how they speak and how they come up, someone who is like well thought out, someone who brings harmony and balance. I see as though you using those emotions and channeling it in another way that's more beneficial to you, that you have outlets for maybe your fire. But I see someone who has the awareness and the intellect to speak with compassion, understanding, and love. Like someone who has a greater awareness of how their words affect people and how powerful words and actions are. And I feel as though if you've ever done any wrongdoings in the past or sought out for vengeance or revenge, or if people have done this to you in the past, that you find peace in yourself and you discern what comes out of your mouth, I guess, like how you speak. Like there's no more gossiping, bad mouthing, speaking or acting out of temporary emotions, where you see clearly and you hone your power so that you do not fall victim to it and use it in unresponsible or hurtful ways, but someone who uses these tools, for good, not as weapons, is what I'm saying. And it's funny because we have the spirit of the warrior. And the thing about the warrior is that the warrior fights to protect, to protect those who can't defend themselves. I feel like I've spoken about this before on the channel, but the warrior has to move and act and use his tools from a place of love and compassion to protect that which is precious to him, that which he sees as valuable, that which he sees as like irreplaceable and indispensable, something dear to his heart or her heart. And it's like, use your power wisely, or you're becoming someone, or what the energy that wants to come through you is someone who uses their power wisely to bring balance and harmony and protect. And most importantly, like having that balance, that steadiness within yourself. And once you can hone and manipulate this power so it doesn't overthrow you, you will just reach new heights. You'll be a force to be reckoned with, and not out of anything negative, but out of respect. Excuse me. It's like you rule and you move with respect, respecting and honoring others and yourself, and in turn, people respect, honor, and hold you in a higher regard. I also see, excuse me, in this card that you have to uphold your truth always, even if that's gonna trigger others in one way or another. And you're not someone who's gonna be thrown off balance because of other people's triggers or other people's reactions towards what you say or how you see things. That you remain strong within yourself, because you know and you recognize that the divine is within you. And you're just here to positively impact the world Um, you just continue to fight and speak and stand up for what is right, and you remain balanced and uphold peace in the process, no matter what comes your way. It's really beautiful, beautiful energy, you guys. I feel this card speaks of like the spirit of the warrior. The spirit warrior wants peace, but knows that we can't have peace if there are lies, because it's not genuine. So there's a huge, I get Libra vibes, where it's like, speaking and upholding truth, regardless of how other people are going to take it or respond to you. And, you just remain genuine and peaceful and loving. Yeah, against any hardship that comes your way. I keep repeating myself. Spirit really wants me to just hone this in. You're someone who's meant to really trust their insights and trust the thoughts and the downloads that stream into your head, or into your mind's eye. I feel like Spirit wants to use you as a vessel for peace, for harmony, and for justice. And there's just a huge stress on honoring your truth and always coming from a heartfelt place. That if we want peace and harmony on the planet, certain uncomfortable topics are going to have to come up. Otherwise, there will be no evolution or movement forward. We cannot sweep things under the rug, and you recognize that. We must bring everything to the table and see everything and acknowledge all perspectives, and to not, give one a greater title or hold one opinion or thought in higher regard than the other, but get everyone a chance to speak freely and honor their own personal truths. And you're someone of a diplomatic soul, if you will, to usher in transformation and people coming together for a sense of peace and unity and a better future, regardless of whatever phase life they're in or whatever perceptions or the way they see the world may be. That we can all reach a common ground, or at least respect one another's opinions, and find a way to compromise, to meet in the middle, and to move forward, because you recognize that to have peace, you cannot control people or force all people to think or see things in one certain or distinct way that robs people of individuality, that robs people of their own personal freedom and sovereignty. And I feel as though you're just someone who's going to push forward, just us being radically accepting of ourselves and other people. And that first comes when we can understand ourselves and love ourselves. And then we can give that to strangers, or just our fellow humans on our planet, our planet Earth, our little Earth ship. We need to take care of each other. And I feel like you're someone who's here to hold the foundation for that. Very, very important. And now I'm being called to the number 32 card, Nourishment of the Soul. And I think it's really fitting that it's right next to the Mother card. Because this card kind of reminds me of a grandmother in a sense. Where you're blossoming or becoming, or what's blooming within you is an energy that sees things deeply and truly as they are. There's a huge emphasis around the eyes, which I think is no coincidence, because we also have the Perceptions card. But this card speaks about knowing what you need on a soul level to really fully nourish and quench the thirst on a soul level, that which gives nutrients. This is a card about fertility and abundance. It's a very like earthy, Mother Gaia vibes. Everything that we need to eat, to be nourished, to thrive, to heal us is within the earth. And I feel like what the world and our souls need to heal, to nourish, to quench our thirst, to satisfy our hunger, but on a soul level, like what our souls really and truly, genuinely and deeply need, you hold that within yourself. And there is like an emphasis in this card that you must first give this to yourself, and then you can feed the world, right? So I see you becoming or blossoming into someone who fully and completely nourishes and nurtures themselves, and then you become like this beautiful mother energy for the collective, for all souls. They cross your path, whatever work it is that you do, how you show up in the world. I feel like this is on any and all like parts of your life, with your family, with your job, with your hobbies, with your outlets, your career. When you talk to people, I feel like friends and family, like you, even just your presence or your gaze or your energy, like it feeds people. It's just like this motherly nurturing. This may sound kind of gross, but it's like the teat of a mom, and how the milk from her breast just nourishes and gives the child everything that it needs to be fed and to grow, and to expand and to just blossom into and grow into a beautiful, healthy, thriving human being. I feel this is within you, and it's gonna look unique and different, depending on each and every one of you, because you are all so different and unique. But this is also a card of creativity, and I feel like whatever satisfies your soul, whether it be art or music, dance, what have you, poetry, writing, filmmaking, to do it, to fully invest yourself into it, because I feel like whatever it is that you create, the world needs it deeply, more than you realize or that you can comprehend right now. No matter how small you think it is, wherever and whoever it reaches, it touches people on a deep and soulful level, whether they'll admit it or not. But it is like the medicine. You're like a bowl of like warm soup with a toasty piece of bread that just is so satisfying and warm, and it feels good and it feels healthy and it feels satisfying. It gives you everything you need. It gives you the hardiness, and it quenches the thirst with its juices, and it just feels good and sits well within you. If that makes sense. Sorry, that was a little bit weird. I hope you'll forgive me. Okay, let me move on. So I'm being really drawn to the 10 of water. And this 10 of water, not gonna lie, it gives me like Aquarius vibes. Which is like, it ties in with like the nourishment of the soul, and the mother card, forming a triangle with this card is just so beautiful, and I feel like it fits so right. And I feel like you're someone who is just meant to give. I also feel like you're someone who's meant to be in a state where you're connected with the divine, where you move in a state of flow, with grace, with ease. There's no stress or fighting, or there's no obstacle in that you can't overcome with ease and grace. I feel like you're becoming or blossoming into someone who's fully in the present moment, who is divinely connected, and you choose to be precise with where you put your energy. Right, we have the turtle. We also have the moon in the phases, and we have a heart. There's an eye in there, and it's just illuminating like beautiful light. And there's just a sense of magic about you. And seeing with compassion, I feel like seeing truly the good in people, and shedding light, and watering, like that Aquarius energy, like watering the seeds in people that give good fruit, if that makes sense. That you water the garden, you give nourishment to people. I feel like you're someone who's gonna work and give, slow and steady with the turtle here, but you're someone who's gonna flow. It should be graceful and with ease. You're someone who's supposed to be in, I feel like, just a positive emotional and mental state. Because when you're in a positive and good emotional and mental state, then you can give that to others. And right next to this card, we have emotion and intellect in reverse, which I think as you evolve and continue to grow, if you're not fully embodying this energy yet, I think that you will, where you're someone who is going to be well balanced, your emotions and your thoughts, trusting your intuition and trusting that your fire. But I feel like even your fire here, with the 9 of Wands, is very compassionate, very heart-centered, peaceful, harmonious, lovely. Someone who is creative and awakened. Yeah, there's just this thing of a light alignment between your creative center, your heart, and your mind. And there's a rose around the throat chakra, which for me is like speaking with sweetness and kindness, compassion, very high vibrational communication and artistry. And then we have thought in reverse, which I feel as though you may need to clean up your thoughts a bit, or you have to learn to focus your thoughts in a more positive direction. We should never fight the mind, because it will only come back, swinging back harder, man. But you're meant to, acknowledge. I feel like negative thoughts may be something that you struggle with. And then we have the energetic clearing card as your advice right next to it, which I'll get to that later, but I feel like it's significant in your reading right now, which is to clean up your thoughts. And I did do a little bit of smudging before, and there's like a piece of like sage ash that's landed on this card. And I take that as not being a coincidence, and it's on the side that has the mask that is frowning and more serious and solemn. So I feel as though you have a brilliant and exceptional mind. You're someone who is very, very intelligent. Maybe your mind creeps to dark spaces sometimes, and that is totally okay, and we can, embrace and accept ourselves. But it's like needing to clear cleanse that and not let it overpower you, of gaining power over your mind and using your mind as a tool, and not let it wound you or hold you back or put you in a dark space. To use your mind as a machine or a tool for inspiration, creative ideas, insights for how you're meant to show up or create or work in the world. And I feel like there's an emphasis on your crown chakra, and it's like through the crown and through the heart space, I feel like you'll be able to overcome any muddiness in your thoughts, if that makes sense. And also tapping into your throat center as well, like knowing, like, is this kind to myself and others? Is this serving in any way? Is it depleting myself or anybody else? Is this not holding myself and others in the highest regard? If not, then I choose to dismiss this and turn my attention elsewhere and take my conscious awareness and focus it on thoughts closer to goodness and healing and kindness and joy and nourishment. I hope that makes sense. So now looking at the Mother card, and this card just further emphasizes like that you are meant to be, a beacon and a vessel for unconditional love. You're meant to be supportive and nurturing, not only your own, goals, ideas, and your talents, but also other people's as well. I feel as though you're meant to be someone who is very abundant, because we have the Mother, nourishment of the soul, that we spoke on earlier, is also like a card of abundance. And then you also have a divine abundance card, but we'll get to that later. But I just see it all tying in, that you're someone who is supposed to be abundant. And we have that turtle again. It's like, I think this is a tortoise. It's hard to tell. I think it might be a tortoise, where it's like you're meant to be someone who offers something, nourishment, but protection as well, if that makes sense. You're supposed to be like someone who can understand people on an emotional, an intimate level, and know, how people's tendencies to want to protect themselves or hide or harden or shelter themselves. And you're someone who allows people to come out of their shells, to come out of hiding, and to nourish and nurture the magic that is within them. And you bring life to people, and by you just being you, I feel like you do bring life to people. People are inspired by you. They look up to you. Someone who is beautiful and illuminates goodness, compassion, nurturing, someone who is understanding, someone who has open arms, someone that people can seek refuge and comfort with, someone who is solid and grounded as well. And people look up to you, to show them the way for guidance as well. With the Mother card next to the Nine of Air as well, I feel like you're meant to nourish and fully realize like your creative ideas. And I really like this Nine of Air cards because it has like earth and fire and air, where it's like really showing. Yeah, this card is so cool. I think it's so badass. it just shows that like you have creative ideas, and I feel as though there's a big part of you that is a creative force. And there's such an emphasis on the throat, on what you speak and what you create holds life, brings compassion, brings goodness, brings healing, brings illumination, brings enlightenment to people. And with the sword here, it's like there's great power here, there's great strength. It's like golden light, like Excalibur, like this, like you're the worthy, you are worthy, or the chosen one to wield the sword, to speak, to create, because your thoughts and your creative ideas, I feel like, are divinely inspired, and they play a beautiful role in how everything is being orchestrated in the universe. To trust your intuition and to just create. Do not be afraid to create and nurture your gifts, your talents, and your ideas are meant to are meant to be brought to fruition, are meant to be manifested. I just see it like really nourishing the world, nourishing yourself, and just being a beacon of light as well for others who may be lost, who may be suffering, or who are struggling to find themselves and know their way, or who feel empty or dark inside, that you, with your fire, can light that within them, within their hearts, within their creative centers, within their minds, and even light people up, make them think differently. You guys could be writers, creatives, entrepreneurs, speakers, channels, artists, musicians. There is a huge need to nourish and to put forward energy into your creative endeavors. Like, it is necessary. It is super necessary. Spirit really wants me to drill this in, to nourish your creative ideas, because they will make a difference. You're not imagining things in your mind. Do it as a favor to yourself, and as a favor to the souls and the people around you, and who will be touched by what you have to offer. Please please do it. Yes, and we thank you for it, for your offering, and for your gifts, and for your badassness, man. Put it out there. We want to see. Don't keep it hidden from us. You do the world a favor by creating and showing us your unique perspective, and your unique artistry. And lastly, we have the perception card, which I think is beautiful. It's next to the 9 of air, but it's also below thought in the 9 of wands. And with this, I feel like perception, again, is like, watch for falseness in your thoughts. If negative thoughts come up, question it. Ask what is influencing this perception or these thoughts that are coming in. Sorry, there's a huge siren. I'm gonna let it pass. Okay, I think it turned down a different street. Never mind. Oh no, there it is. Here, I'm gonna pause the video for a second. Okay. Sorry, it took a little while to pass. So with the perceptions, again, I feel like this is saying, like, do not be clouded by fear. Be sure to question your beliefs, especially if you're someone who's meant to be this like diplomatic force in the world that respects all views and perspectives. It's like constantly questioning your biases, your fears, where your mind goes. like detaching in a sense from like some people can get very self-righteous in how they perceive things and thinking that they're right. And I feel like this card is here saying to like have discernment. Don't fall for things so easily. Question yourself. Keep yourself open to other thoughts, opinions, ways of seeing things. This will keep your mind sharp and open and constantly engaged. Yeah, I'm hearing like shatter false paradigms. You're meant to just break through perceptions that limit us and keep us separated. They keep us in fear or keep us distant. They keep us chained or keep us held back or keep us from truly embodying compassion and love and sincerity. Make sure that where your mind goes, it's a force of inspiration, of growth, of greater understanding, and of creativity. You're supposed to have a creative mind for creative problem solving, to creatively think of ways to bring things to people, creative ways to speak, creative ways to bring common understanding and common ground to all people through all walks of life. It's like having knowledge and wisdom through experience and being able to articulate it and also begin to understand what another person has gone through in life and how that shapes how they see the world and how they play out in the world, or why they do the things they do or show up the way that they show up. And it's like, do not change your opinions or your beliefs for anybody. Always be honest and present yourself as honest no matter what. To always take the high road and seek new perspectives constantly. Sharpen your mind, gain clarity, have a clear opinion of yourself and for yourself on all matters. And when you view things, don't view it from a single self standpoint, but try to broaden it to a world view, the collective view. You're someone who's meant to have like a divine higher understanding and worldview and have clarity of your mind, have clarity of mind, clarity of heart, and clarity of speech. And not trying to change other people's opinions, but just accepting all and articulating and showing up in a way which doesn't foster hate but fosters more understanding and respect and harmony. I'm sorry if I'm not speaking clearly. It's just a lot coming through and a lot of messages all at once. I hope that I'm making sense. Okay, I think we shall move on now. We are going to look at potential blockages and obstacles, things that may hinder you from blossoming, blooming, unfolding, or birthing this new version of yourself. So we have 3 cards from the Beyond Lumeria deck. We have number 34, Life Force Energy, number 15, Fire, and number 45, Starseed Elemental. I love it. So I think we'll start with number 34, Life Force Energy. this as a potential blockage or obstacle, I feel like, is you guys feeling tired or feeling fatigued, really not feeling as vibrant and alive as you probably should to, do what it is or creatively express yourself or show up in the world how it is that you're meant to. I feel as though you're meant to make time to nourish yourself. Some of you need to make time to pamper yourselves. You guys could have a tendency to be workaholics or not have a good balance between work and self-care. I feel like you guys need to take the time to take a warm bath, to stop and smell the flowers, to drink plenty of water, get some fresh air and sunshine, take a walk in nature. Remember to take walks in Mother Earth because she can be so healing. I feel like you also would benefit from just eating more live foods. I'm not saying, I'm not here to tell anybody or give anyone diet advice. I'm not a medical professional or doctor or physician. But I'm seeing like just eating foods that vary in different colors will be beneficial for you, because I do see that you're meant to have a vibrant, colorful, light or auric field with many beautiful, intricate designs on it and like sacred geometry, and to further enhance and take better care of your energy field and your auric field, to make sure you take the time to take a hot bath or shower or go under a waterfall. I feel like that'd be really healing for you. You can cleanse your auric field and your energy field through the elements of the earth. You can cleanse yourself with water, with air, with earth, but I feel like it's really good for you to like heal your body. And this card even talks about like, I think like cell and DNA like repair. I feel like you could also benefit from just like asking your guides to, like during a shower or before you go to bed, to just assist you in just cleansing and clearing whatever doesn't serve you. And be sure to make mindful choices to nourish your body with a healthy, balanced diet with lots of colorful different fruits, foods, and vegetables. And get plenty of fresh air and sunshine, and be near water, and hold crystals near you. Crystals will be your friend at this time to just help light you up. And just go wherever you're drawn, or look at crystals that will just help give you energy and vitality and boost your creativity. I'm hearing like carnelian and citrine for some of you. A lot of you need to work with like calcite for just clearing and cleansing. I feel like that would be very, very beneficial for you guys. And now we're moving on to fire. And this as a potential blockage, I think is like, you guys may have trouble bringing like chaotic, confrontational moments into harmony and balance. I see there's two dragons like facing off, just like head to head, and this is like major duality, seeing things from totally different perspectives. But this is all about what's meant to bloom from you, right? So it's like not getting too wound up or depleted from arguments. Don't give energy and attention to things that drain you. You're meant to be someone who is imbalanced and vibrant, and you're someone who's meant to transform. This might be one of the hardest things for you, is to break through this of bringing harmony to like intense moments and letting go of like this dualistic way of seeing things. Because fire isn't always just destruction and pain, you know. Fire is transformative creation. It can be warmth, it can be passion and motivation. I feel like you need to like make sure you're coming from a space of your inner light and goodness, not just trying to be right or prove another person wrong, if that makes sense. Don't give your energy into that which is futile, is what I'm hearing. I feel like this card is also speaking to bring balance into your inner self, like your masculine and feminine energies, your light and your dark, your yin and your yang. This is like speaking to like honor both the light and the dark, not to repress your shadow too much, but to kind of balance and honor, acknowledge both, and just allow yourself to be vulnerable and to be human, and just be more authentic and accept and love yourself more deeply. And then I see you having more compassion and acceptance of others. I also see in this fire card that your power will begin to flourish when you completely surrender to the truth of who you truly are in all aspects of yourself. I see your power flourishing through being grounded and rooted, and also commanding power over your thoughts. I do not see your power yet again coming from a place of like brutality or anything like that, but it's like a soft or quiet sense of power that's just like undenying. If that, I'm not sure if I'm making sense. But again, like I feel like your power is gonna be spoken through your eyes and your face, through your wisdom and how you hold and conduct yourself. That your power will be bright and illuminating and undeniable in that sense. Let me see. I also see your strength or fire coming to full fruition once you not only accept yourself in your totality, but also embrace and surrender to your purpose. There's also that of like being conscious and aware that we are all children learning and growing, that as a society we all rely and depend and play off of each other, a recognition that we are all divine infinite beings, and even a greater understanding, seeing and knowing that we are all interconnected, and that a greater force and power is playing out far beyond our comprehension, if that makes sense. But it's like surrendering to this knowing, keeping and holding like awareness and mindfulness of it all. And this just further pushes off of like the starseed elemental. I definitely feel that you guys are a starseed. I mean, the imagery in the fire is just like, in the fire card is just perfect. It just goes together all too well, all too perfectly. this woman in the fire card is like seated, and there's like a need of a sense to surrender, which is so funny. That might be difficult for you. Yeah, for some reason it might be difficult for you to like maybe surrender what you thought or think that your mission is, or what you need to be doing, that maybe something may be revealed to you in the near future, or that what you think you're seated here to do in reality is much greater, and expands much farther than what you thought, and that you'll come to realize this soon enough. It's really beautiful, really, really beautiful indeed. With the Starseed card as well, I feel as though your guides are saying you may struggle or have difficulty in letting go of like the seriousness. Like, there's no doubt that you're here and have a deeply rooted and extraordinary role to play as a starseed, and your mission or your purpose on Earth, but I'm hearing to like enjoy and let go and be free. Let your hair down, so to speak, and to connect more with your inner child and laughter and joy. Regain a sense of wonder about the world and a sense of wonder about yourself. Do not be so caught up and be too stoic, caught up with like responsibilities or the weight of everything that you may feel, or the responsibility that you may bear, what's expected of you, or the potential that you feel and see yourself to have. But it's so important to enjoy your life on Earth, and to reconnect with the sense of like innocence and wonder, and the beauty of everything around you, and the beauty in other people, and the beauty of just the miracle of life and all our interconnectedness. I feel like that's like would be the greatest act of self-love for you as well. Excuse me. This card may also speak about if there's any children near you, to spend time with them, and to know that children can teach us great and powerful, beautiful things. In these times, the children who are incarnating are very, very powerful, very knowledgeable and wise teachers, and to not see a little person as anything less than, a wise soul and teacher that can show us many things. Spend more time around children, and maybe they'll help you have a fresh or different perspective than you've never recognized or seen before, or one that you used to carry when you yourself were a child. Yeah, beautiful. So now I feel like we need to move on. So now we will move on to advice. And we pulled from the Divine Abundance deck and the Tarot of the Divine. So your cards you have are Self-Love, Energy Clearing, Divine Abundance, and Inner Power. Before I get into the tarot, the Self-Love card is really screaming at me. And it's perfect because it's right next to the Starseed Elemental, and it says, "Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before." So I feel like you may have a hard time connecting with your own inner child, your own innocence, your own laughter and joy. Maybe you guys were robbed of a childhood, or couldn't really fully experience like a lightness and carefree being, like most children are like blessed and privileged to have. But I feel that Spirit is telling you that it is so crucial to connect with that part of you, and to embrace that part of you, all of you. It's okay to accept and embrace your vulnerabilities. You don't have to share them with anybody, unless you feel called to, or it feels right, or you have the utmost trust and faith in someone to do so. But you can always be vulnerable with yourself, and you can always be vulnerable with spirit and your guides. And I feel a deep sense, like that number 32 card that you got, nourishment of the soul. I'm sensing that there's a great need or deep calling from within your own self to nourish and nurture and care for yourself. Like you hold the capacity to give the world and the collective, but it is so crucial at this time to experience that firsthand from yourself, and that you are one of the souls that need that attention and that nourishment the most. I'm also being very called now to the energetic clearing card. I feel like you need some energy work or healing done, just a good cleanse. I'm hearing like a salt bath, jump in the ocean, be barefoot on the sand. Sage, smoke, smudge, right? Like I spoke of earlier in the reading. There's you need to keep your energetic field clear and clean constantly. I feel like you're someone who walks through the world and through life, and on an energetic level you're constantly transmuting and cleansing and clearing. And that takes a toll on you. Maybe that's why you can feel like physically exhausted or drained at times, because you're like a walking smudge stick energetically everywhere you go and anywhere you go. That's why I see like grids and like intrinsic designs on your auric field, and it's because you're a powerful cleanser here, and you need to prioritize taking care of yourself. On an emotional level with your inner child, also on an energetic level. You need to take very good care of your energy, take precautions to protect yourself, and to cleanse and clear yourself. I'm hearing is just so important. Yeah, you need it, and it just be beneficial to you. Like every day do some sort of cleansing, whether it's a visualization. I have a video on like self-healing. I'll link it down below for you if you're interested, on how you can apply some pranic healing methods to cleanse yourself energetically every day by just visualizing certain colors. But green is very, very important for you from this card. I feel like also cleansing yourself is gonna like keep you strong and in alignment with your truth, and knowing what it is your truth and your true perspective, your true thoughts and your true perspectives really are. I feel as though sometimes you could be tangled up or attached to people and their thoughts and their words, and you may be very influential. Maybe you're like a very, very hypersensitive person or very empathic. And I see people having like cords and ties to you, like attachments, but it's so crucial for you to like have a sense of energetic independence and sovereignty, which I feel would the energetic clearing would benefit you in this way. I'm seeing your guides are saying. Also, Kali is here. Maybe people have some malintentions towards you, and it would be very beneficial to just call in protection. Very important for you to protect yourself at this time. Cleanse and clear yourself, rid yourself from any hindering past attachments. I feel that could be holding you back or keeping you fatigued or tired or unable to truly connect with yourself. Think clearly, and show up bright and vibrant and in alignment and knowing yourself, knowing your truth, and really stepping in and fully embodying your power. Okay, so now the divine abundance. It says, you were born to align with love's will. Follow the Tao and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be to be abundance, not chase it. This is so beautiful, especially next to this 10 of water cups, because I feel like you're someone who's really supposed to like attract, and like I said before, your power or what wants to unfold or unravel from within you is with grace and with ease. It's very much this feminine energy that lures things and attracts things to it very passively. You're not someone who needs to aggressively dominate or ferociously go after anything or chase anything, if you will. You're meant to allow things and energy and your manifestations work for you, not you work for it, if that makes sense. And that I do see that you are someone who is meant to work in line with the universe and its energies to like be a power manifester pretty much, and to, I'm getting very like a regal energy, royal energy from you. It's very beautiful. I see that we have the elephants here. You may have been drawn to pile number 2. There were elephants in pile number 2 as well. Not for everyone, but some of you. And I see that anything blocking your way will not be successful. I see you overcoming everything and anything with this water type energy. Let me see if there's anything else in this card. I see you as someone who will receive so much because you give so much. I see that whatever it is that you give will be reciprocated to you energetically. The work and the efforts that you put out from a place of ease and flow, from a positive energetic place with pleasant emotions, thoughts, and feelings, that is the key to pulling in and fully manifesting and bringing to fruition any abundance physically that you so desire. And there's a huge emphasis on just like coming from the heart, and everything coming from love and good intention, seeing the good in others and wanting others to flourish and bloom as well. Okay, and then how fitting, the last one of these cards, you have inner power, and it says, give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. Give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. There is just such a beautiful reference to your inner power, and it's so beautiful and inspiring, to be honest. So what I'm getting from this inner power card, the lion to me looks a bit fatigued, in my honest opinion. What I see is like leaning in to the divine, and there is again just like more of courage than forceful action. I see that you're meant to move forward, always forward, and there's growth here. There's green and there's vines and there's flight. But I feel as though this is to cast away doubt that you may have. Maybe this may be limiting beliefs, or like that, the dark corners of your mind that may tend to creep in at times, like we discussed before with the thought card. But I see as though you're meant to persevere and to continue momentum forward. And what is going to be asked of you is to tap into courage, into knowing, into leaning into trusting yourself and all of your abilities and the thoughts and where you're being guided and where you're being led to. I feel like a trail will be laid out for you one step at a time, or one move at a time, one forward movement at a time. And the greatest power within you is to continue to take steps forward, no matter what inner conflict or thought conflict or what other people may have to say. That it's up to you to move with courage and trust. In power, I feel like also, like, I'm just getting like you need to nourish and nurture and recuperate. It's right next to the life force energy, which is like you may be lacking the energy and the vibrancy. Maybe it's a little bit of a time to take a rest and to emerge refreshed and renewed and revitalized. I definitely see that just loving yourself and cleansing and clearing yourself and getting in the right energetic alignment and good intention, then moving forward you'll be able to do so, but move so with utter faith and confidence within yourself. I feel like that's the advice that this card is saying. And also to just nourish yourself physically. You really need it. You need to get more sleep, drink more water, eat brighter, live, healthier foods, get fresh air and sunlight, and also just nourish and connect with your emotions so that you are able to move forward no matter any resistance or what anyone has to say. Like, I'm getting the sense that some of you are very sensitive souls or have the ability to be very, very sensitive. And it's so important for you to bring life into yourself, into your being, into your physical, emotional, and energetic bodies, and your energetic body as well. Mental body, sorry. I feel like working with blue stones as well, to just with the intention of having clarity and knowing your truth and knowing yourself would be very beneficial to you. I'm also seeing like hiking. You should climb a mountain or something. Or go camping if that's available to you. Go camping, climb a mountain. If you can, get near water. Breathe in the beauty around you. Be in wonder and awe of the magnificence of the world and life and what it is to be alive. Right now it's springtime where I live, and there's so much beauty everywhere, so many flowers blooming and blossom. And if you can, even like take a walk in the rain. I see if it rains where you are. I feel as though some of you may find like crystals or stones or rocks on your path, and that they're meant for you, and to have gratitude and accept them and to use them. Whatever may cross your path as something is gifted to you, or a gem that you find out on a walk, that the crystal travels to you because it knows that you two are meant to work together for now. I'm feeling really just bathe in the sun, because I feel like the sun and its light rays will be beneficial for you and help heal you. Or even listen to like energy healing frequencies or sounds, or certain hertz that help with like cleansing and clearing, and also revitalizing you and healing your cells and your DNA. I've been listening to one recently that I really like, and I play it for my clients too when I do healing sessions on them. I'll heal it down below, but it's for emotional and physical healing. I'll link that down below for you as well. Okay, now I'm getting the sense that it's time to move on, so we'll look at your tarot now from the Tarot of the Divine, and we have the Five of Cups, the Six of Wands, Justice, and the Five of Coins. With with the Five of Cups here, I feel as though you may be in feeling helpless or lost, or that just hopeless. But I'm seeing that, like, I just hear like all is not lost, there is hope. Something is not entirely in ruin like you may think it to be. But needing to see clear, like something is in illusion or being clouded, even though it's trying very hard to make its presence known, or to have like it's shining and bright and is loud, and brilliant and full and strong. But I see that you're not seeing something. Like, there is hope. There's no need for intense sorrow or loss. We have such beautiful cards in the center and such sad cards on either side. So we have the Five of Cups, the Six of Wands, brilliant. Justice, brilliant. Five of Coins. There we are again, in a dark place. What I'm seeing is that you're someone who is meant to be successful. You're someone who is meant to be held in high regard. Someone who is valued as successful, famous even, intelligent and discerning. What I see with the Justice card is like, I feel like the message here is like to uphold the greatest degree of honor and integrity, no matter what. I feel as though your intentions and everything you do need to come from a place of honesty, of purity, of integrity, from a place of heart, of wanting to help and heal and liberate and nourish and nurture and expand and bring together and to bring balance. And that you not staying on this middle course, right? If you're not in balance, I'm saying if you're tipping one way or another, you will not bring the success and justice that you were earned and that is rightfully yours. I'm seeing that you're, I feel like that's it. Like your greatest accomplishment, your greatest abundance, your greatest power, your greatest joys and fulfillment and successes and high points are going to come when you are being and standing in the light, when you have joy and faith and trust in who you are, and when you're standing up for what is right and you hold honesty and truth and love in the highest regard. I see you succeeding. And I feel as though your advice is to know that within yourself, discover that within yourself, and when you do, to hold firm into that and never let it waver, to always ascend and move forward and be constantly focused on maintaining a state of alignment, of balance, because you hold so much power and strength within you. It's insane, but it has to be wielded wisely, like we talked about before, right? You can lead people to great victory, to great successes, to nurture them and nourish them, to flower and to become beautiful assets to the world, to themselves, to their lives, to their family. But you also hold the power to wound, to hurt, to make people weep and suffer. And that if you I hear like a warning here, just like use your power wisely, because that which you do onto others, I feel like will always come back to you. I'm getting like a little bit of karma vibes here, but I feel like you guys do come from a beautiful, loving place, but it's just like holding your integrity and being emotionally balanced is so very important. Or maybe you guys have the ability to really go into fits of like depression, of hopelessness, of sorrow. And Spirit is saying like you need to align with your center, because you're not meant and you're not going to reap rewards and abundance, joy and love and prosperity and fulfillment from those places, and that you have the power, and lean on the divine for the courage, for the power to let go what needs to be let go of, to cut away what needs to be cut away, to clear away, and to stand in honor and respect, integrity and truth and love and compassion and understanding. Some of you may be really harsh and judgmental on yourselves. You need to cut that out. Some of you can be hard on others as well. And to know, like, we do not make a flower bloom by stabbing it, ridiculing it, criticizing it. No, we make flowers grow and bloom we get a good harvest by watering and by giving it nutrients, bathing it in sunlight and warmth. To help things grow. I'm also seeing that the advice here is to hold yourself and others in high esteem, and do not bring people down or tear people down, because that is just a reflection of how you think and speak about yourself, and to recognize how you treat others and how that reflects how you treat yourself. And know that your words and your love and your attention, people hold it dearly, or the people around it hold it so dearly. And to just recognize and use wisely the power that you hold, because I see you hold great influence around, or you very much have a large influence around the people around you. People look to you and see you as a leader, as someone wise, loving, kind, and generous, and to live up to that and to be that for people in a world where things aren't so kind and nurturing and loving, understanding, or compassionate. You are here to do that and be that for yourself. And it's important. You have the power to raise people up or tear people down. I see. I also see that on the Six of Wands cards, the horse that she rides has things in its face. I wouldn't know how to describe them, but they're like slits of ribbon that are blue and red, or green and red, which are two very contrasting colors. So I see that sometimes how you see may be compromised, or there's a lot about not seeing clearly. And it's like when you fall into these darker thoughts or emotions, it's because you're not seeing something clearly. You're not seeing the truth or the whole perspective. And to not fall victim of being too biased or for or against one versus another. It's like you should be someone who is for the good and the benefit of all, not just for one, and not to get too caught up into like egoic thing as well, like proving someone wrong or proving that you're right, or life doesn't always have to be a battle where you have to fight the people around you. We don't need to draw blood or be so harsh or vicious, you know, to others and to yourself. Like, I'm seeing this like an internal conflict, and I'm also seeing this as conflict with people around you. So just trust your intuition on what message is right for you. I feel like you guys know pretty much, but with the fire here kind of making this triangle with the Six of Wands and the Justice card, I see you guys meant to bring down or act like the sun and bring warmth and illumination and truth to both sides, two polar opposite conflicting sides, and to being this beautiful balanced beacon in the center that doesn't hold one in a higher regard than another, that isn't trying to prove anything to one side or another, but you're here to just hold space and try to harbor in or bestow upon the two conflicting sides just the greatest ability you can of harmony and understanding, because I feel as though you crave and want peace like deeply within you. And it's just coming to that peace within yourself and understanding the two conflicting sides within you, one that you're trying to deny, one you're trying to raise up, the other you're degrading and pushing down and trying to bury or hold back in one way or another. It's like coming into deep acceptance and acknowledgement. Once you can have that come and be a pillar from within yourself, I see you succeeding in doing that for the people around you, because you're at peace with yourself. And I see once you achieve this, you will have come into and blossomed into your greatest power. Oh, guys, you guys are powerful. I can feel it. All right, my lovely pile number 3s, I think that is all that I'm getting for you. I hope that this reading served you in one way or another. I hope that you can achieve this balance from within, because you're going to be incredible. And I can't wait to see what beauty and what offerings you bring to the world. I'm excited. Thank you for being here. I'm honored to have done this reading for you. Happy healing, my beautiful pile number 3s, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.